Welcome. This is part 3 of our 3-part series on Facebook ads. Again, we're here with Rahel Wallace, who is going to walk us through how to put together our first Facebook ad. This is a step-by-step tutorial that you can use to allow you to be successful and follow along. Go ahead and pause the video as you need to as you're building your first ads. Now, let's go ahead and get started.
Next thing we want to do is the actual ad. You want to set up your Instagram account. If you don't already have an Instagram account, you can use a selected page. In this case, I'm just going to choose that. So you don't have to have Instagram to run ads on Instagram. What will happen is Facebook is going to serve the ad from your Facebook page on Instagram because Facebook owns both. They own both platforms. So here you're going to see use Facebook page and you just click that and you're done. Next, creating the ad. Don't touch this. Don't trouble this part. You don't have to worry about this. You're going to just keep that part. Manual upload, keep that. Single image or video, keep that. Add creative. It's time for you to add the image that you're going to use for your ad. So we're going to click here. I'm going to add image. And I'm actually going to upload something that I've created already. Now, in this case, I'm going to create 3 ads. Now, when you're creating ads, what I recommend you do to make it easier is you create one first and then you duplicate it. It's going to be less work. So I'm going to show you. So first, we're going to use this first image. Click next. Here, you want to have original for everything, right? If you choose different options, it's going to actually create an additional ad in the ad. And what that does is if you set it to multiple ads, what's going to happen is that when someone likes this one, it's not going to translate over to the other one. And so you're going to have 2 different ads and each is going to have 2 different comments, amount of comments, 2 different amounts of shares, likes, and it's not going to bring over that social proof. You want it to have that social proof. So just keep it original. Don't even worry about the other versions, right? You don't want to allow announcements because that's going to create a separate ad. Then we click done and the image is going to be added. Now this notification is coming up because I just have one ad. Don't worry about it. Exit off and move on. Now, in terms of the copy for the ad, I'm going to post my copy that I've created already. Once I've created all 3 ads, and I'm going to go back through the copy to tell you why I made the decisions I made with the copy. For now, we're just going to put in this information. So we have the ad copy, which is what we want people to see. We have our headline, which is what's going to go there. And then we have the description right there. And that's it. The last thing that you want to put in is the link that the ad is going to go to. So in this case, we're going to just send it to Google for now because we're not actually creating this ad right now. So that's all you have to do. You don't have to touch anything else. As you see here, it's saying that I can't create the ad. I can't launch the ad to Facebook, meaning that I can't say, Facebook, here's my ad, send it to a bunch of people. I can't do that yet because I haven't added my payment method. We're not going to do that actually, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's why it's important for you to make sure you have your payment method up. But that's all you have to do. You go ahead, you make sure that you set your page, whatever page it's going to be that's pushing the ad. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Add your image, add your primary text, add your headline, add your description, add the link, and you're done. You don't even have to change the button. Learn more is a very acceptable, perfectly good call to action for all your ads. So just leave that there. We've just created one ad. How do we create the others? When you are creating Facebook ads, the simplest way to do it is to have the same primary text, the same ad headline, and the same description, and just change the images. The image creative is what's going to determine whether people stop and start showing interest in your ad. And so when you're creating your ad for the first time, that's what you want to test, the creative, which means you want to have more than one that you're testing to see which one is working best. Never, ever test creative and the primary text at the same time. Meaning, you're not going to have an ad that says primary text 1 plus the image and then another ad that says primary text 2, and then a different image, and so on and so forth. Because what happens is you have no idea what's working, which one of these is working and why. So always test one thing at a time. The best thing to test in the beginning is the image, by having 3 different images and having every single thing else the exact same. That makes things easy for you, because once we've done all of this work, all we have to do is click these little dots beside the ad, and we're going to click duplicate. Once we click duplicate, we're going to head and say duplicate. It's going to copy every single thing. And now all we have to change is the image. So we're going to go here to media, remove that with the trash can, and we're going to pick the next image that I created. Make sure that everything is original. Next, make sure that this isn't ticked, and done. Now we have 3 ads ready to go. That's literally all you have to do. So the work that comes into ads is actually creating the primary text and setting up your ad targeting. But actually creating the ad is really simple, because once you've created one, you're literally duplicating it to create the others. And now we have 3 separate ads that are going to go out there for people to be able to click on, right? These 3 different ads. I'm just going to quickly go through why I created this primary text and how you can create your own primary text. Now, when you're creating the text, which is the description of what people are going to see when they see your ad. So over here, it's showing the ad. This is how people are going to see it. When they click more, all of this is popping up. What do you want to have there? The most important thing is to have something that grabs people's attention, sparks interests, make them want to see what it is that you have to offer. That's the main thing. And so what we did was I created an ad copy that says, ready for some hard-hitting action? Grab a copy of Paths of Courage and get into the fight. At that point, people are like, interesting. And then we go even further into putting a review that someone left for that book. And the person said, looking for good fashion espionage-based action thriller, look no further. The story starts with action and does not stop until the conclusion. My type of book, pure entertainment, right? So what this does is it lends validity to the book, to what we're saying about the book. Because if an Amazon reviewer, someone who bought the book and read the book, says these things about the book, in the person's mind that's reading it, this must be true. In their mind, it's like, if these are the things that this person is saying, then this must be a good book. And so when you're creating your primary text, you want to, 1, have something that's going to grab their attention. 1 sentence that's going to grab their attention. In our case, that sentence is ready for some hard-hitting action. A person is going to be like, what is this? Okay, let me read more. And then you tell them a little bit more about what this is to offer. Grab a copy of Paths of Courage and get into the fight. Fight? What fight? Right? So this gives intrigue. And then you have a nice review. You can either have a review, or you can have a quick 3-sentence synopsis of the book, or you can have a combination of both. And then you want to close out with a call to action that's telling them what you want them to do. In this case, we want them to grab a copy of Paths of Courage. That's it. That's how you write your copy. Don't try to do a bunch of things. I see authors sometimes trying a bunch of different things. Just keep it simple. 1 sentence to grab their attention. 1 sentence to tell them what you want them to do or what's going on. A few sentences of a review or a synopsis, and then a call to action. That's how you're going to set up your ad. That's literally it. And so we are doing that for all our ads, and that's how you create an ad. That's literally it. So all these things, tracking, languages, all these things down here, don't even worry about it. All you have to think about when you're creating your ad is setting up your campaign name, choosing your objective, and then picking, website, picking the audience, which is the location of the people that you're going to serve the ad to. What are they interested in? What language are they going to read your ad in? Leave this at automatic placements. And then we go and we create the ad. We go ahead and we leave all of this. This is going to be automatic. Leave all of that. Just go ahead and put in the image, put in the primary text, the headline, the description, and the link that you're going to be sending them to. That's it. That's all you do with your ads. And if you're testing multiple ad images, you want to go ahead and duplicate. All you're going to change is the image. That's it. Once you've done all of that, you click publish and you're done. You sit back and you wait until Facebook this says it's active. When it's active, that means they're going to start sending your ad to a bunch of people. You wait 5 days, you don't touch it, you don't look at it, you come back. So once you've hit day 5, the next thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and start to have a look at what your campaign is doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pause my sharing because I'm going to open up an ad that's actually running. I'm going to go ahead and show you the first 5 days of this ad, right? So I was testing this ad real quickly. So I was spending about, I want to say $30 or so a day to test to see what was going on with this ad. Now, during that time, I wasn't touching it. I was just gathering data to see what's working, what's not working. We're going to go ahead and have a look at the different ads. We have 2 ads here. As you can see, one ad is getting more subscribers than the other. It has a lower cost per result than the other. And what that means is that Facebook is recognizing that this ad is responding better than this ad, right? The one that's at 49 cents per subscriber is working better than the one that's at 58 cents per subscriber. Now, if you realize this, if you get to a point where you realize that one ad is far superior than the other, you want to go ahead and turn off the next ad. If you realize that the winning ad is getting you like a really low cost per click, let's say you're doing clicks, because this is subscriber, this is different from clicks. What this means is that when the people click on the link and they go ahead and look at the page and they go ahead and put their name and email in, it's costing just 49 cents for someone to actually put their name and email in to get the free book. That's what this means. If you're doing clicks, so for example, go ahead and change this. If you're doing cost per click, in this case, the cost per click is 13 cents. So it's costing us 13 cents for someone to click on the ad. And the click-through rate is 2.39. Now, when you are assessing your ad, if your click-through rate is anything below 1.2%, stop the ad. It's not working. After that 5 days, if you've looked at both ads and you see your click-through rate is 1.1% for one and the other one is maybe 2.3%, stop the one that's 1 point something and keep the one that's 2.38. Just go ahead and click here and stop it. It means it's not really working well. That's what that means. So when you're deciding which ad to kill, you want to look at your click-through rate. Your click-through rate is out of all the people who are seeing my ad, how much percent of them are actually clicking to go onto my page. That's what this means. And this is what's going to determine whether your ad is working well or it's not working well. You don't have to worry about any of the other metrics. They're all great. They're all fine. Don't look at them. You don't have to. This is what you're going to use to determine whether an ad is working or not. After about 2 weeks, you want to go ahead and look at your ads again. Just kind of see if, okay, are they still performing at the same rate? Is my click-through rate going up? Is it going down? What's happening, right? But at the end of the day, all you need to know when it comes onto your ads is that if it's performing at less than 1.2, kill it. If it's performing at more than 1.2, keep going, just spend more money on it. You can spend more, you can spend the same amount. It's up to you. There are other, nuances and stuff like that you need to know about later on. But for beginners, all you have to know is that. I do have a special offer. Essentially, I know how hard it is for people to get going with Facebook ads, right? I know how hard it can be to get started with Facebook ads. And so because you guys are part of April's community, I decided that I was going to give an offer where I would spend about 3 hours with anyone who's interested. And over those 3 1-hour calls, so it's going to be 1 hour a week for 3 weeks, I will help you to set up your business manager account for success. I will give you advice on how to create a Facebook ad strategy specific to your stage and your goal. So depending on your goal and the stage where you're at, we're going to create a strategy depending on that. I'm going to guide you on how to research and create the best targeting for your ads. I'm going to guide you on how to set up your ads, give you advice on how to create your ad copy and your creatives. I'll look back at your ads at week 2 and at week 3 and advise on the changes for better results. And we're going to hop on 2 calls, and call 2 and 3. We're going to be focusing on reviewing your ad data to make tweaks, whether we're going to scale or maybe create new ads to test. And you're going to find out how and why I made the changes that I make. And then you'll also get a recording of the time that we spent together, so you can keep and have a look at that and review it over and over again. So I actually wanted to present this offer to everyone who is here on this call. Typically, I charge $997 for a 3-hour one-on-one Facebook consultation with me. That's what I typically charge. But for people who are in this community right now, you guys are going to be able to do this with me for only $300. So you literally spend $300. We hop on 3 calls over the course of a month. And as a bonus, you're going to have exclusive access to me, support from me for up to 3 months. So that over that 3-month period, if you have any questions about your ads that are running, something's not looking right, you're stuck on something, you can literally hit me up in my messenger and my email, and I'll be able to walk you through what's going wrong and what to fix and all that kind of stuff. That's literally the offer. Like, you guys get access to me for 3 hours plus 3 months. And I help you to set up your Facebook ads. I help you to set up ads that are actually working for you. And they're going to be optimized for best results for you. You don't have to worry about, anything in terms of that part. And you actually get to learn while I'm helping you, so you can do it on your own after I'm gone. So essentially, instead of me walking you through how to do the ads, I'll take care of everything for you. I'll create the strategy for you. I'll research and create the best targeting for your ads. I'll set up 3 ads for you. I'll create the ad copy. I'll create the creatives, the headline, all that stuff. I will be reviewing your ads over a 2 to 6 week period, so I can see how to tweak it, scale it accordingly. And we'll have calls. Like, if you would like to hop on a call with me to kind of like see what I'm doing and watch me maneuver the data to figure out what's working, what's not working, how to scale and so on, you can do that as well. And you can get access to the entire process of me creating your ads and your ad copy and all of that stuff. So you can have a look at my process on your own time to do that for yourself. So that's actually an offer that you can do as well. You can do done for you Facebook ads, or you can do the consultation, right?
The done with you versus the done for you.
Yes, the done with you versus the done for you. And in the case of the done for you Facebook ads, I would actually be monitoring your ads for up to 3 months to have a look to see, making sure that everything is going. For the first 6 weeks, I monitor them every week. And then after that, I monitor them every 2 weeks up to 3 months, right? And so we want to make sure that your ads are working fine. And again, have access to me for up to 3 months to, message me, reach out to me, find out what's going on, get some insights. Maybe you are seeing something happening and you want to know why it's happening. You can reach out to me and I will give you more details on that. And an offer like this, I typically do this for $3,000. The client that I was walking through the ad for, Patty Larson, this is literally what I do for her. And I charge $3,000 for this. But in your case, because it's April's community, you can get this done for you ad setup for $997. And with a setup like this, once I've created the ads and tweaked them, all you have to do literally moving forward is just keep sending money to it. Keep making sure that the budget is up and you're sending traffic to your page. You literally don't really have to do anything else outside of maybe, testing a few other ads eventually later down the line, way down. But this sets you up so that you don't have to worry about Facebook ads. It's done for you and you're good to go. The ROI depends on how much you're willing to spend in ads within a certain period of time. So for example, let's say you're, starting at $5 for the initial 5 days to test. And we see that, okay, based on this testing, you are getting 20% of the people to actually buy your book, and you are making maybe an ROI of 1.5, meaning that you put in $1, you make $1.50, for example, right? Off of your first book. Because let's say you're sending traffic to your first book, you have multiple books. And I would actually recommend that if you don't have at least 2 or 3 books, don't book me for a done-for-you Facebook ad service. Don't do it. It's not going to work out that well for you in terms of an ROI because you just don't have enough books to see that lifetime value going up per customer.
Right. The read-through is very important. Yes,
exactly. So if you don't have at least 3 books, don't book me for that. You can book me for the done with you. Or if you just have 1 book and you want to do with some Facebook ads, just shoot me an email and I'll help you. Literally, because I don't want you to be spending money on something that you're not seeing that return because you don't have enough assets in place for that. But at the end of the day, if you have like 1 or 2 books and you're seeing that, okay, off of the first book, you're getting a 1.5 ROI, which is not bad. That simply means that when you spend $1 on Facebook, you're getting back $1.50 in returns, in revenue. With that set up, you want to scale. So instead of spending $5 a day, you bump that up to about $15 a day. Because if you're spending $15 and you're getting $1.50 back, that means you're spending $15, you're getting $22.50. You're never losing, right? Which is really good. The faster you can scale your ad budget, the more money you can see in terms of return. Okay. So that's where it is. If you're going to keep your budget too small, then it's going to take longer to see that return. But if you're willing to scale your budget up, then you can see your return within months, right? Okay. And again, as I said, if you don't have multiple books, don't even try to book this service, please. I will not accept you actually, because I know that it's not going to be the best thing for you. If you have at least 3 books, then the done for you is going to be perfect. If you have 1 or 2 books, then the done with you is perfect. If you have 1 book, but you're kind of not sure if Facebook ads is going to, in terms of your budget, and you kind of just want to test things out and you might want a little bit more guidance, shoot me an email at hi@rahelwallace.com and I'll literally just help you. Right. But yeah.
Thank you, Rahel. That's really generous of you. We appreciate that. And look at all the time you spent with us. I am just very grateful for it. We've still got folks hanging out with us. So we'll wrap it up here. And I would just encourage folks, if you're looking for more information, Rahel, why don't you tell us where to find more information? What's the website address they should visit?
Okay. So if you are looking into the done for you or the done with you, you can go ahead and check out www.publishingrebel.com/Facebook. And you go there and you can see the different options. If there's something on there that you're not 100% sure about and you maybe want to ask a few questions, shoot me an email at hi@rahelwallace.com and I'll be happy to answer your questions. If you're not 100% sure on something, don't book the service yet. Just shoot me an email and let's talk it out, because I want to make sure that you're 100% ready and informed on what you were going to be doing before we move forward.
Okay, wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you again. And I appreciate everybody hanging out with us longer. We got some great value out of this today. So take a look and check out some of the other upcoming events, and we will continue to just invest time and be able to enjoy these great speakers and topics so that we can become better authors, more focused on our business and profitability, and really just help increase that learning and connect with great folks like Rahel. Thank you. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.